o'clock. Oh, so tired of dealing with people, man. Like, I really am. Gotta give me a work from home job, like something like this. Vlogging every day. I'm streaming, man. I'm streaming right now. Another traffic jam.
101. And if you've ever heard some...
Oh my gosh. I am not letting your big ass over. This fucking truck just let himself over. Ain't that a bitch? Oh. Ooh, late night snack. Mm-hmm. How the fuck they supposed to fix this?
Part of the process, all your teammates are wanting from you, all that your coaches are expecting from you to give, and it's like I don't feel like I'm in a position to give that. I feel like I'm just doing it to kind of please people, and having another my body kind of letting me know. Like I had this viral infection of my lungs randomly during my last season in New York. It was like in November of that season. I was in the hospital for 3 days. Like my body's like, hey man, like we've had a great run here, but it's like it's time for something new, and it's like I don't want my body letting me know.
Now, Darren Waller has opened up a lot about his use of painkillers, alcohol, weed. He said that it had skyrocketed in an attempt to cope with the depression, anxiety, and constant attack of negative thoughts. And I give Darren Waller a lot of credit on that side for addressing those demons, dealing with that. And he also was clean and decided to talk to kids at school in New Jersey when he was with the Giants about how he beat his addiction, and that he discusses his own experience with mental health at a number of different sobriety events in New Jersey. So that's awesome. Now, he was with a partnership with Hackensack Meridian Health to do these things, including at places like the Carrier Clinic, which is one of the largest addiction services in the state. So I thought all of that was awesome. And to deal with the ever-increasing and exploding mental health epidemic that we have going on in the U.S., I thought he can give some valuable experiences and some valuable stories. But then also, so that was 3 months ago. Here's just from a couple of weeks ago. And again, I'm not saying Darren Waller's a liar. I think his mental health recovery and what he's done to get clean and focus on sobriety is awesome. That could be true. And then there also could be some lying as well. That could be true as well. Here is just from 2 weeks ago. Darren Waller on the Side You Don't See podcast on why he decided to retire.
I don't know if I've shared this with anybody, but I knew I was retiring when we played in Buffalo. The Giants were playing there. It was a game where it was really controversial because one of the guys held me at the end. They didn't call it. It was in the first quarter of the game. We were running like this counter lead running play, and I'm kind of like leading through the hole like I'm a fullback, and the play is working. But I sit down on the sideline after like a drive where he ran like 3 times, and I'm like, what the f am I doing with my life? I'm out here playing fullback. I don't even want to do this anymore. And I'm just like looking at the moon. It's like early first quarter, second quarter. Nobody else would really even know that I'm thinking this, but I'm on the side like, yep, I'm gonna finish this year to the best of my ability, but I'm definitely done playing after this year.
So he didn't want to play fullback? Because there was one play where the Giants were using him as a lead blocker because he had become so ineffective as a pass-catching tight end, where he made his bread and butter, where he made his money. So, I mean, really, what was it? Was it because of the mental health side, or was it because the Giants asked you to be a run blocker? And you decided, all right, I'm going to retire, and then in a year from now, I'll come back, and I'll sign with a team that needs a tight end. What incredible timing. The Dolphins just traded Jonnu Smith to the Steelers. Darren Waller, come on down. So, I mean, the Dolphins are an unserious team. I think Darren Waller, at this stage of his career, when it comes to his impact on the football field, is also unserious. That's a kind of a match made in heaven. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4476. And then really quickly, the other piece of news that I saw a couple of days ago is that Deshaun Watson is taking Shedeur Sanders, quote, under his wing, end quote, as a mentor to the Browns QBs. That was the headline in the New York Post. I mean, is Shedeur Sanders, does he have a PR team? Does he understand how atrocious of a look this is? Cleveland.com's Mary Kay Cabot reported Watson's been an awesome teammate inside the quarterback room and meeting rooms and has been a great cheerleader for the 4 quarterbacks vying for the starting job. And that he has taken Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel under his wing. I mean, maybe Shedeur Sanders has no control over this headline being put out, this story being put out, because of course, on the surface, when you read that headline like I'm doing, the reaction is, what? What? And if Shedeur Sanders didn't say this, and maybe Shedeur Sanders doesn't want Deshaun Watson anywhere near him. Because Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, I've said this many, many times over the last few weeks, is never going to play another snap in a Browns uniform. He can try to mentor whoever the hell he wants. I wouldn't want him anywhere near me. The guy that screwed up his career as badly as you can. And I don't care if there was never a criminal charge or whatnot. I don't want a guy anywhere near me mentoring me when he had 24 cases of sexual assault on you. As Aaron Rodgers told Sean Morash, get away from me, buddy. So, and look, that's probably an unfortunate headline for Shedeur Sanders, but also it doesn't help that now in the last couple of weeks, Shedeur has been hit with 2 speeding tickets, you know, basically recklessly driving, going almost 100 miles an hour on the highway. I mean, I'm sure Shedeur is dying for the season to just begin already. But that's a headline that definitely does not read kindly for him. Deshaun Watson taking Shedeur Sanders under his wing. I would cut that wing off with some clippers if it meant I fell 10,000 feet out of the sky. That's a wing I do not want to be under. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4476. Let's get to your phone calls here. A lot of folks want to weigh in on some NBA free agency, the Malik Beasley situation, a little football. Let's go to Fluke's in Washington, D.C. What's up, Fluke?
Hey, what's up there, man? Thanks for taking my call. You know, I just had I heard that the FTA received that contract, the highest contract in NBA history. That really made me scratch my head. Congratulations to the man who did. But let me tell you something. He's a good ball player, but he does not deserve the highest contract in NBA history. He's not even that. He's second out there on the court. This was one of the hardest NBA runs. He barely got past Denver. He probably would have lost Indiana if Hellsbury didn't get hurt. I mean, he's all right, but, you know, he's just playing around flashy. You know, every year he wins the championship. They get these enormous, super fast deals. And he's just a good ball player. He's not deserving to be. And let's talk about that with the highest rated contract in NBA history. But all of these players prior to him, they took the money up. So it's really a drop off from Magic Johnson, Lloyd Bird, and Dr. J. Money doing nothing. They can go back to everybody had good players. Every team had good teams. He's a good ball player, but he's not the best highest paid player to me in NBA history. From what I've seen of the game.
Okay, so Fluke. Would you like to?
Check me out, man. Would you ban from the United States, man? Don't block the call.
I'm not blocking your call. trying to ask you a question. What would say you don't think he should be the highest paid player in NBA history? Would you like me to bring Michael Jordan back into the NBA so that we can pay him $80 million a year so that he can be the highest paid player in NBA history? Would you like me to bring Kobe Bryant back from the dead so that we can pay him $80 million a year? Because you don't think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is worthy of the praise and of the history that he made in relation to those kinds of guys, those names, Larry Bird, Kareem, like, he's the best player on the best team in the NBA right now. He just won the MVP, the Finals MVP. He put up an historic stat line throughout the playoffs and throughout the regular season. And again, he plays on the best team in the NBA. He's the best player. What would you like his contract to be?
Well, last year, the Celtics were the best team in the NBA. The year before that, it was Jamal Murray. He's just about 2 years removed from Jamal Murray. That's he was 2 years ago.
Jokic is the best player on the Nuggets. Jokic is the best player on the planet right now.
Right, he might have been the best player for the Nuggets, but I'm saying SGA is just a modern. He's just a 2 years removed from Jamal Murray, was a good complimentary player.
He's the best player on their team, Flood. You're acting like Jalen Williams is who you're thinking of when you're talking about Jaylen Brown, when you're talking about Jamal Murray. SGA is the best player on that team. He's the best player by far. He's the MVP of the league and the Finals MVP.
Well, yeah, I mean, he wanted, this is right, just the year for him. Everything's still in place for him this year, but I don't think he's deserving. And let's say this, since you put up Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, those two guys are just system players because the system worked. It was Jim Clemens that trying offense, Tim Ritter, and Phil Jackson, because they worked in both locations. And I see Kobe Bryant turn around on that court against the Boston Celtics when they had Ray Allen and Kobe getting his business. He couldn't even get the ball on the court.
I can't hear you. I appreciate the call. I love that you're a historian of the game. I love that you call and you give, and that, look, I give you credit because you are on a mountain by yourself right now. Because I thought that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander pounded all of the doubters and haters into submission with the run that he put on over the last couple of weeks. And I appreciate that you are on that mountain by yourself right now, telling me he doesn't deserve to get the contract that he deserved, and he's a role player. And then to finish that call off by saying Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are system players. This is me applauding you. Flute, this is me applauding maybe one of the best troll jobs I've ever been on the receiving end of. Because you cannot be serious with that statement. The greatest player of all time is a system player. Now, I mean, look, that could be true in one sense of the definition. I gotta give you credit. Gotta give you credit for saying it. He's also the greatest player of all time. The greatest player of all time. You want to tell me Tom Brady is a system quarterback? Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, winningest quarterback of all time, holds basically every record. Come on. Let's get Alan in Toronto next up on the Pat Boyle Show. Alan, you got a tough act to follow.
Alex Beasley, 319.3 points shots last year, and he signed a $6 million contract and hoping to be big time in free agency. And he helped Detroit for the postseason for the first time since 2019. $59 million in career earnings. Why would anyone seek credit? Why would anybody owe $27,000 to a barber? He should be paying cash every single time. Why would he seek credit? This is very, very mind-boggling.
Yeah, Alan, that makes Malik Beasley. It doesn't make any sense at all. How you could get sued? What was it? A default judgment for either the dentist or the barber, and it was just it was a judgment in the other one, but he had to pay. He got sued for $27,000 by a barber and $32,000 by a dentist. How does that happen? So like Alan said, career earnings of $59 million. Got sued by a loan company for over $5 million. Another bridge loan company that gives out loans to athletes. His former marketing agency is suing him for over $2 million because he didn't pay back a $650,000 advance. And then on top of that, the feds are investing him for this gambling allegations on NBA games and prop bets. It might end up. We thought that the Jonte Porter story last year was really, really sad. And, embarrassing and damning on someone's career and their life. And Jonte Porter was 24 years old and was really like the end of a bench of a role player guy. This might make that story look like a little comic book. This would put that story to shame if he gets banned from the NBA, banned for life, and then, could go to prison. The details that are going to come out about this in the next few weeks, months, might end up making for one of the more infamous stories in sports history. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4476. What a segment that was on the phones. We will get back to the phones when we come back, but also Boyle's best bites, best sound bites in the world of sports. We got a little baseball.
Damn. If Malik Bridges is out of there, get he out of there, man. Ugh. Sometimes you gotta just take what come with this shit, man. I don't want to see him go down for, rigging the game and betting on sports. You a ball player, bro. You make millions. You could have made us millions. Should have gave us the plays. That's why he got sued. He didn't get nobody to play. Damn, I look sleepy.